Ladies and gentlemen, 80% of the global automobile market growth I talked about earlier will be generated outside of our traditional markets, mainly in China and India, but also in Russia, Brazil, and other countries with large populations and rising incomes. Indeed, the Middle Kingdom, China, is already the world's biggest automotive market. Market volume there is expected to almost double again to then 35 million units between now and 2020. And no European automaker's product range in China is broader than ours, with our passenger cars, with our trucks, vans, buses, and financial services. A big issue in China, which has several hundred cities with populations in excess of 1 million, is electric mobility. So, in conjunction with our partner BYD, we will therefore launch a new electric car developed especially for China as early as next year. The vehicle will carry the brand name Denza, which roughly means growing force. In just under 3 weeks, the concept car will be unveiled at the Auto China show. We are now also just building our first passenger car engine plant outside of Germany in Beijing. The first engines will roll off the production line there next year. In Beijing as well, in the coming years, we will successively begin manufacturing several variants of our new compact car family. Demand is huge. Almost half of all premium vehicles sold in China are premium compact cars. Daimler Trucks has by now been issued a business license for its joint venture with Foton. Together, we will begin manufacturing trucks under the Chinese brand name Aumann in the third quarter of this year. Production capacity there will be around 160,000 heavy and medium-duty vehicles per year. We will contribute one of our proven diesel truck engines to the joint venture beginning next year. Another growth market in which we plan to further expand our operations is India. Forecasts have the country set to become the world's third largest passenger car market by 2020. Half of the country's citizens in India are under 25 years of age. Their education and income levels are rising, and a new middle class is emerging, and all of this translates into great market potential in the premium compact segment as well. That's why we are taking a close look to determine which additional products we want to sell and manufacture in India alongside the SE and C class. As for commercial vehicles, India already belongs to the world's largest markets, and we have put ourselves in an outstanding position to meet its unique requirements. We plan to put a total of 17 light and heavy-duty truck models from our new Mercedes-Benz brand on the road in India by 2014. I've already mentioned the upcoming commissioning of our new facility in southern India in the city of Chennai. Daimler Financial Services will support the sale of Mercedes-Benz vehicles with attractive financing and leasing products. Our first city bus made in India will hit the road soon. This bus will offer significantly more comfort and safety compared with the standards previously typical in India. We are producing this bus jointly with a body manufacturer. In Russia, which is Europe's biggest truck market, we are currently implementing several truck projects with our local partner Kamaz. As you can see, all of our divisions are in an excellent position to take advantage of growth opportunities in emerging markets. The message in all this is clear. The greater the total number of vehicles in the world, the harder we must strive to reduce the fuel consumption and emissions of each individual automobile. And that brings me to our third area of strategic growth. We aim to further enhance our leadership in the field of green technology. To achieve this, we have worked hard in recent years, and that applies to each of the three relevant drive systems. Technology number one, efficiency efficient combustion engines. With them, we've used them to reduce the CO2 emissions of Mercedes-Benz cars fleet in Europe by 35% to just 150 grams of CO2 per kilometer on average within 2 vehicle generations. And that represents the greatest progress made by any automaker in the premium segment. By 2016, we will reduce the average emissions of our fleet to 125 grams of CO2 per kilometer. Technology number 2, hybrid drive systems. With the E300 BlueTech Hybrid, we offer the world's most fuel-efficient upper-range sedan. It consumes 4.2 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers and produces 109 grams of CO2 per kilometer without compromising comfort, safety, or interior space. In the years ahead, we will be launching many additional hybrid models, including the S500 plug-in hybrid, the first 3-liter car in the premium segment. Technology number 3, battery and fuel cell for fully electric driving. We have repeatedly demonstrated the practical utility of both concepts in daily use. 3 B-class vehicles equipped with fuel cells drove around the world without any breakdowns or CO2 emissions. As of this summer, we will also become the first premium automaker to offer an electric vehicle for everyone in the form of the new electric Smart. And 2013 will see the launch of our SL-S-AMG E-Cell Gullwing model, an absolute high-end Mercedes that is going to erase all doubt that clean and fascinating do go together. We could just as easily substitute our commercial vehicles in this roadmap that you can see here. Our combustion engines are the absolute benchmark when it comes to efficiency. And in more than 22,000 of our trucks, buses and vans, we have installed alternative drive systems ranging from hybrids to electric drive systems. And that is more than any other commercial vehicle manufacturer can say about its fleet. In spite of all the technological progress, the market for electric cars in Germany has developed at a relatively sluggish pace to date. According to surveys, 41% of Germans would be in principle willing to buy an electric car in the future. However, currently, fewer than 1 in every 1,000 cars registered in Germany in 2011 actually had an electric drive system. And this 1 per mil, out of that, we've got a 25% market share. There are 3 main reasons why customers remain reluctant to buy an electric car: excessively high cost, excessive charging times, and an inadequate charging infrastructure. And we are dealing with all of 3 of these issues. And for starters, we offer our customers not only the car, but the services that make electric driving practical in daily use. Our customers can rent the battery for the electric Smart for less than 60 euros on a net basis per month, plus tax. Regular maintenance and, if necessary, speedy replacement of the battery are already included in that price. Convenient charging times will become a reality thanks to our fast charging stations, which can be installed in drivers' home, which will cut charging time from around 8 hours to less than 1. But we still have the infrastructure challenge. Of course, as an automaker, we cannot solve this problem, but we can at least diminish our customers' concern that they might be left stranded by a depleted battery on the roadside. How can we do this? By connecting our electric cars with their surroundings via the internet. If the charge level in the electric Smart is low, a special navigation system in the smartphone will guide our customers to the next public charging station. And when they are at home, our customers won't have to walk out to the street or garage to check the charge level of their vehicle. They can also do that by taking a glance at their mobile phone. This scenario may sound like science fiction, but it's already possible today thanks to Vehicle Homepage. This online service comes standard with our electric Smart. In other words, connectivity makes electric mobility simpler. And the same holds true for another trend that is becoming increasingly important: new mobility concepts, our 4th field of growth. I've already talked about our car-sharing program, Car2Go. You have continuous access to a car without having to own one. The Car2Go app has now made the concept suitable for everyday use. The app on their smartphone shows customers where the nearest available vehicle is located and also takes care of booking it for them. In the future, however, we no longer want to use this type of networking solely to supply drivers with an automobile. Instead, we are going to offer customers a holistic approach to mobility, regardless of whether they want to use a car, a bus, a train, or a combination of all three. Just imagine the following scenario, ladies and gentlemen. Next year, you happen to come to Berlin to attend our shareholders meeting, and you use your smartphone to put together, according to your preferences, a combination of bus, train, and taxi services, or any other mode of transport that will get you to the ICC here in the fastest and most comfortable way possible. Then you use your smartphone to pay for all of these services with just one click. We are now hard at work for transforming this concept into a reality, not just someday, but by the end of this year. And that is just one example of how we at Daimler imagine tomorrow's auto mobility. Dear shareholders, we demand the same high expectations of our products as we do from the way we do business. We see ourselves as honorable business people, and we act accordingly. It goes without saying that the most important thing for us, of course, is to always fully comply with applicable laws and regulations. We are committed to upholding fundamental human rights. We are a founding member of the UN Global Compact, and we are now part of the Compact's lead group. To ensure that the resulting principles are lived out in practice at Daimler, we assigned this topic the appropriate priority some time ago. The measures we agreed upon with the US Department of Justice 2 years ago have been extended by mutual agreement. Our independent monitor mandate continues to run as planned until the 1st of April of next year. However, for us, it's not only crucial to adhere to regulations. Equally important is a shared understanding of values, starting with our corporate value of integrity. What exactly do I mean by that? Put simply, doing decent business and doing business decently are two sides of the same coin. Sustained business success based on unethical behavior is simply not possible. Integrity is the basic principle that guides us and keeps us on the right track, even in complex business situations. We have an ongoing dialogue with our employees and business partners in order to enforce this principle. The results are being incorporated into our new integrity code, which will be presented before the end of the year. Another issue we've been extensively addressing involves women in management positions. Our plan is to have 1 of every 5 executive positions occupied by a woman by 2020. At the end of 2011, the share of women in management positions at Daimler was 12.4% for management levels 1 to 4. And that is almost 2% above the previous year. Our number is therefore already higher than that at any other automotive company listed in the DAX. But it is still not high enough for us. We will therefore take action to ensure that it continues to increase. For example, more than a third of the trainees in our career training program for college graduates are women. We'll be taking on another 500 trainees in 2012, including many women with technical and scientific backgrounds, as well as talented individuals of both sexes from all over the world. It's right to do both. After all, outstanding talent and performance has nothing to do with ethnic origin, gender, or age. And when you consider that the German labor market is estimated to have 6.5 million fewer workers by 2025, it's clear that we need to make use of all available talent. In addition to women, the greatest potential is to be found among older individuals. We've now combined a number of initiatives under the slogan, "Take experience into the future." The aim is to offer older employees targeted training and ensure that they remain healthy. Another important measure is, of course, to make timely investments in the education and training of younger people. Daimler has more trainees than any other company in the German automotive industry and runs one of the biggest training programs in any industry. Last fall, for example, more than 2,000 high school graduates once again began a training program at Daimler. And I'm especially pleased to note that we were able to offer all of our trainees who completed their programs in 2011 a job, and 90% of them received permanent employment contracts. Ladies and gentlemen, education is the key to economic growth and prosperity, especially in a country poor in natural resources such as ours, Germany. That's why our commitment here is not only limited to adults. We know that the earlier education begins, the more practical and enjoyable the approach, and the more continuous the support, the greater is the success. In this respect, the daycare centers for more than 470 children at our German plants are also an important component of our approach to training and education. And another measure is our education initiative called Genius. Its aim is to get children and young people, especially girls, enthusiastic about mobility and technology. After its successful launch 2 years ago in the German state of Baden-Württemberg, Genius is now being expanded nationwide, all over Germany. And we were the first automaker to become a member of the Knowledge Factory, a network of more than 90 companies in Germany. In our first joint project, we are teaching elementary school children about alternative drive systems. To this end, we are working with experienced educators to develop a construction kit that enables kids to become designers of their own electric vehicles. But education is only one focal element of our social involvement. Our activities range from socially beneficial projects to the long-term promotion of art and culture. Let me give you just two current examples. As part of our activities to mark the 125th anniversary of the automobile, we used the We Move It initiative to support 125 of our employees' volunteer projects, each of which received a donation of up to 5,000 euros. And then, together with the General Works Council, we launched our Pro-Cent initiative. It enables all of our employees in Germany to donate the cent amount of their monthly salary. Every cent will be matched then by an equivalent donation from Daimler. The resulting sum will be used to support environmentally or socially beneficial projects. You can find many more examples in the current issue of our sustainability report. The staff at our information desk will be delighted to provide you with a copy. Dear shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by coming back to my initial thought, innovation and growth, the motto of this annual shareholders meeting. I've now spent nearly an hour explaining to you all of the things Daimler is doing to grow even faster than the global population, the global economy, and the global automotive market. At the same time, in public discussions in many societies, particularly in the West, some people are criticizing the very idea of growth. They say that the period of higher, faster, further is over, and that the limits of our ecosystem have been reached. According to them, we don't need more growth. Instead, we should be striving for less growth. In particular, people whose personal living situation is quite comfortable sometimes seem to be all the more convinced that the human race as a whole should cut back on its consumption in order to maintain a good quality of life. But can less growth really be a promising way to open up sustainable development opportunities for an ever-increasing number of people? That's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. If that had been the case, we would have had to consider it a blessing when growth actually decreased during the economic and financial crises in 2008 and 2009. But the opposite was true. The crisis was a threat, expressly to the environment, education, jobs, and social welfare. It goes without saying that growth should not be ruthless. If we conduct our economic activities according to the saying, "After me the deluge," we will make this deluge just a bit more likely. But this is exactly where innovation comes in. That's because, for example, the conflict between the growing demand for mobility and the desire for effective climate protection cannot be resolved by renunciation or restrictions. It can only be resolved through innovation. And that's what we are working on. Every Daimler engineer who takes us a bit further down the road to zero-emission mobility saves resources and generates growth. Our ideas differentiate us from our competitors, and innovation will be crucial to our prospects of achieving sustainable growth. That's why we don't need less of the old, we need more of the new. We need growth through innovation. At Daimler, in any case, we are strongly committed to this view, and we will do everything in our power, ladies and gentlemen, to convince you of one thing: supporting your company as it moves forward towards this goal will be well worth the effort. Thank you very much.